Hey, what's going on? It's 12 noon on Friday, which means it's time for this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Christmas. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time, to help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. And if you've watched some of our episodes before, some of our videos, if you've came across us before, you know that we're really big on online, internet, digital marketing. And that's always been the case, whatever is going on. But right now, as the world has moved on to the internet, at least temporarily, but it'll probably be even more on the internet than it was before once we're all through this here, online marketing is more important than ever. Those are the businesses that are not just surviving right now, but are able to even produce at higher levels, are the ones that primarily use internet marketing, because they know people are more in front of a screen now. People are probably more in front of a screen right now than they are any other time. You want to see your friends? Got to do that on a screen. You got to talk to somebody? You got to do that on a screen. You're going to work? You're doing that on a screen. Almost everything you're doing on a screen, and through online advertising, we could get on their screens and introduce them to our business and how we could help them and how we could help them understand real estate better and really walking through this whole process. So what we're going to be talking about today is really trying to flesh out an online marketing strategy between your website, but the website isn't just enough. We'll talk about a blog and if it's important or not to have a blog. Maybe videos, we'll talk about those. Maybe funnels, if you guys know what a funnel is, we're going to talk a little bit about funnels. We'll talk about follow-up. We'll talk about email. I'm going to try to wrap as much as I can about digital marketing in today's episode. So get your notebooks ready, get your pens ready, strap yourself in. Whatever you're doing, stop it right now, because if you want to do internet marketing, get ready. It's time for State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate, where today we're talking about online marketing and why it's more important than ever. And really not why it's more important than ever. That's pretty obvious why online marketing is pretty important. That's really what that whole little 30-second intro is all about there. Online marketing is important. It's always been important. It's always going to be important, but it's continuing to be more important every single day, especially right now. So let's first just dive into what somebody might do for online marketing. And I want to just build out a list of probably the thing almost everybody does, down to the things very few do. Now, the things up here at the top of the list that everybody does, surprisingly enough, these aren't the things that produce the most leads and produce the most business. So we're going to be walking this down and getting into more technical methods of online marketing, but methods that are more controllable, methods that are more dialed in, methods that are more profitable than just setting up a profile. So I'll put that at the top, profiles. And it doesn't matter what profile, whether that's a Facebook profile, an Instagram profile, a Zillow profile, a Trulia profile, a Realtor.com profile. Look, I get it. Yeah, you want to have profiles on all these sites, but these profiles, you might be able to find some winners in some of these here, but these profiles do not give you controlled business. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of online marketing isn't just to hope business comes to you, but to dial in a process where you seek out business and you attract business through a very specific process. And profiles, there's nothing specific about them. The only thing specific is really that they're about you as opposed to some other real estate agent. But don't rely on profiles. Yeah, get profiles. I'll say that because I don't want to say not to have these profiles, but don't put too much time and effort into them. Unless maybe it is like Instagram or Facebook. You can be successful with organic traffic, meaning non-paid traffic from Facebook or Instagram. It's just extremely unpredictable because you can't control your audience. You could influence a lot of things organically, but you can't control it. When you put money behind these things, when you pay for advertising on these platforms, you're able to control the exact traffic that you're driving into your business. So yeah, profiles, have them, but don't rely on them. They're something to have, but again, they're more bonus business, if anything. That's how I would treat a profile. It's bonus business, because there's really not too much that is too intentional, because again, you don't have full ultimate control on a profile. But have a profile. Another thing that most agents will have as we step up in the list here and we get to more advanced strategies here is, so once you get past the profiles, the next things most agents have is a website. Look, can you give me a new set of markers? These are all pretty terrible. There we go. A website. And this might be one of those... This could range from, I don't know, basically free. I mean, if you've got a free website, I don't know. Ooh, that does look really good there. Let me rewrite that so you guys can see this good. You could get free websites out there. There's plenty of services out there where you could get a free website. Now, is that free website going to make you rich? I don't think so. Will it make you any money? Maybe. But these little free services, the reason why they're free. And there's reason why there's other services that cost sometimes thousands of dollars a month for a website, CRM type of thing. So free to huge bills for some of the really advanced systems. And these websites might work really well for generating you traffic, but it's usually not the website alone. Now, if you're using these profiles, whether that's a Facebook profile, an Instagram profile, a Snapchat profile, a TikTok profile, a YouTube profile, a Zillow.com profile, an Instagram profile, these profiles aren't going to be designed to convert traffic. Now, what do I mean when I say convert? Convert is what you're trying to get people to do. You're trying to convert people from not being customers to being customers. Now, it's a word that can be very generically and vaguely used across anything. It basically comes down to getting what you want from them, especially in real estate where this is a multi-stage process. At the beginning, you don't expect somebody to just click an ad and all of a sudden they sign a contract with you. That's not the end result of your ads. We have a longer process where our first goal, our first conversion we might be looking for is just getting somebody's contact info. And maybe not even their full contact info, but just getting an email address. And that's where we could get into the next part of this here. Because you might have a profile or some way that you're driving traffic. That's what profiles are designed to do. The only thing, if anything, and they don't do it very well either, is being a source of traffic for your website. Because that's the thing, if you want to have a successful website, you need traffic on your website. If nobody comes to your website, you're paying for a website that nobody comes to. You might go buy a $10,000 a month website, but what if nobody comes to that $10,000 a month website? Are you going to get $10,000 a month in business? No, you're going to get zero in business if nobody goes on the website. The website is only as good as the traffic you get on that website. So you've got to have good quality sources of traffic. And again, the profile, super unpredictable. You can't control who's going on your profile. It just happens. But one of the things a lot of agents will do, because everybody is an opportunity. Every person on this planet is an opportunity, potentially. Either an opportunity where they need to buy or sell real estate in your market, or they're a referral opportunity for you to refer them to another agent in another market, or where they could refer business to you for your market. So everybody ends up being an opportunity, and follow-up is an extremely important practice. So this is something I don't even know if I would say most realtors. There's a lot of realtors that use email, and email marketing, as prehistoric as it may seem, and if we really want to go prehistoric, we could talk about direct mail. Now, that's not necessarily online, but direct mail is another thing you could be using to supplement, to push people onto your website, a postcard with your website. It seems old-fashioned, but trust me, that has an opportunity to get somebody on your website. It's probably more expensive to do it that way compared to what you could do online, but it is still a method that's going to get traffic on your website. And following up with the people that have been on your website, email is a great way to do that, because you're very likely to get somebody's email address. If somebody is going to, you'll hear a term that's used a lot in online marketing called opt-in. An opt-in is usually just getting somebody's email. So that first conversion that we're looking for, that's usually an opt-in. where people are opting in to getting information from you. And that's all you're going to get at first. A request for information. When people first find out about who you are, they don't want to just get in bed with you right away and say, hey, let's go lock ourselves into a 6-month agreement with each other. Because that's basically what you're doing if you're just trying to push people to signing a contract with you right away after they've seen an ad. They don't even know who you are. They don't know what you stand for. They don't know what you do. They haven't seen you in your business unless you show that to them. And email's a great channel. Now, what I love about email, especially as opposed to, like, let's say physical mail, is the tracking. That's the thing that's so important to have an effective marketing strategy, online marketing strategy, is tracking. Knowing every single person, where exactly are they coming from? Where can you attribute that traffic from? Is it coming from, because this is where you find your winners. Now, like I said, most people aren't successful, are at least it's not the primary driver of their business off of a profile. But at the same time, there are agents out there who have found success using, let's say, Instagram or Facebook or some sort of social media organically. And you could do that. It's just, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, and there's a lot of trial and error because, again, you don't control the whole process with it. But if you're finding in your tracking, because all of this should be trackable. You should know every single visitor on your website where they're coming from. The technology exists out there, whether that's through Google Analytics or any other sort of analytics software. At the very least, use Google Analytics. It's free. You could tell a lot of data about what's going on in your business, and data is a huge industry. It's always been a huge industry, at least since the dawn of the internet, and it's gotten even bigger as more people go online. And as more people are spending more time online, like they're doing right now, there's much more data that's out there. And that makes your ads more effective when you run ads because you know more about people, because you have more data on them. And the more you could get them in your ecosystem, reading your emails, getting back onto your website, that's the more likely you're going to do business with them. Now, emails, those are great. But what else? What else do realtors typically do in their regular everyday business? Well, if they're really looking to be more intentional about it, they're going to probably start advertising. And there's really two main categories of ads you could do online. There's what's known as display advertising, and there's also PPC, meaning pay per click. So these are really your two primary categories of advertising. Basically, any advertisement online is going to fall into one of these two categories, either display advertising or pay-per-click advertising. Now, pay-per-click, this one's it's really simple because it's basically when you go into some sort of search engine. Take Google, for example. You go search something in Google, and those results at the top of the list that are ads that say ad next to them, those are pay-per-click ads, where you pay per click for every time somebody clicks on one of your ads. Now, pay-per-click ads, these are usually more expensive. These are usually more costly than display advertising. And why are they more costly? Because they're more targeted. They're more targeted towards people that are looking for your service right now, right this moment. They're looking for your service, they're looking for real estate, they're looking for a realtor, they're looking to sell their home, they're looking to buy a home. You're targeting keywords. That's really the main thing about what you're doing with pay-per-click advertising is you're choosing the keywords that people are searching for, so you could basically buy your way into the top of the search results list. Or maybe not the very top, you maybe pay a little bit less and you're close to the top, but not at the very top. And so that's what pay-per-click advertising does. Now, pay-per-click advertising is probably the most expensive advertising online, but it's probably going to be your highest converting advertising online. Now, so what that means is, again, it's going to be the most expensive, but if this is done correctly, this can give you the best quality traffic because, again, these are people looking for your business right now. But let's talk about display advertising because one of the big advantages to display advertising is you could get it a lot cheaper than pay-per-click advertising. Now, display advertising costs have rose over the years as more people have taken advantage of it, but your display advertising is where this is more like your more traditional advertising. Think of if you're watching TV and a commercial comes on. You're watching TV and a commercial comes on. You didn't choose that commercial. You weren't looking for the information specifically in the moment. You didn't say, hey, TV, show me a commercial on Nissan or some car company or whatever it is that you're seeing the advertisement on. You're just served up that advertisement whether you like it or not, whether it was something that applied to you or not. And so since display advertising is therefore less targeted, because these are people over here on pay-per-click, these are people that are raising their hand saying, hey, excuse me, is there somebody here a realtor? I need a realtor. And again, you can see how valuable that is, but it's going to cost you for those people. And sometimes they're like, I need a realtor right now. I'm serious about this. And other times they're like, yeah, I kind of need a realtor, but maybe not right now. So again, you still have a variety of traffic, and not everybody's going to be a winner with pay-per-click. And you could also do this poorly where you maybe pick wrong keywords, or maybe it's all of this advertising stuff can be really complicated, and I do not recommend just doing this yourself on your own because you're going to have a lot of trial and error doing this. A lot of trial and error. We spent a lot of money on advertising. We've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of costly mistakes with advertising, but they've just been really very expensive lessons. So I know that potential out there to make these mistakes. So if you're going into this on your own, just make sure that you're being careful with your budgeting, and you're budgeting to last over the long term, because any ad strategy, they very rarely work right away. Now, if you're using a tried and true method for your particular market that you know that works, you might be able to flip a switch and it gets working right away. But a lot of times, even when you are, again, basing off of a certain model or way to do things, you might still have, again, some trial and error, and you're going to find out what works better than other things, depending on your market, depending on you and your personality and the content that you're delivering. But the display advertising, one of the things that work best for this is retargeting. So notice how I said pay-per-click ads, these are targeted ads, whereas display advertising will work best as retargeting. Now it's extremely difficult, but you can use display advertising to target new customers, and it is really cheap to do that, especially compared to pay-per-click advertising. But before you do any of that, you should take advantage of display advertising for retargeting your customers. Meaning they maybe already found you through a profile or organic search. And notice how I didn't even talk about SEO and trying to be organically ranked on Google, because yeah, you could do that, but you're going to have a lot of time to wait around and be patient for you to get on top of Google. It's extremely competitive, and it's really out of your control. So I don't advise investing time into a method that's extremely out of your control, because a lot of times you'll just be wasting your time. I mean, we do pretty well with search engine optimization, but then at the same time, a lot of stuff we're just guessing, okay, is this what Google wants to see? Is this what's going to work in this particular setting? Is that how we get up here? And there's a ton of trial and error, and it's a lot longer to see results with search engine optimization. So get yourself some business now, and then you need to pay somebody that knows what they're doing about search engine optimization to try to get your search engine optimization better. But your money's going to be much more well spent on direct advertisements for traffic, because again, you can dial in the exact traffic it is that you want rather than trying to tweak all the knobs and pull all the levers to hope that Google will organically send you the right buyers and sellers that you're looking for. Whereas you could just order them up with advertising platforms. So you've got these different methods of advertising online, which this is again another thing that realtors are adding into the mix, and that's not anything new. This isn't something breakthrough that I'm showing you here of, hey, there's a secret, you could advertise online and get business. No, tons of realtors have advertised online and be able to generate business with this. And as much as I say there's trial and error with this, the cost for ads are so cheap that you could spend a bunch of money. You could spend $1,000, and even if you only got one client out of that $1,000, that $1,000 investment in your ad spend might be a client that gets you a $10,000 commission. So we've got a lot of wiggle room to really mess this up and do a poor job at advertising but still be able to make money, and that's how most realtors are able to, again, just spend some sort of money on here, and if they're willing to stick it out long enough and try to improve their ads, they're eventually going to get some clients off of it. And I mean, until you get the point of where you've spent thousands of dollars and sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars, because one commission usually will wipe out whatever cost it is that you have just with one transaction, and then any leads you're getting beyond that you're able to convert into transactions are just now become profit because you've already paid for your ad cost for the month through just one transaction. So digital advertising, it's extremely scalable. How do you scale up your organic traffic? I don't know. You maybe make more content. You try to figure out Google's secret algorithm that they don't disclose, that search engine optimization specialists will charge you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month because they think they've got a better idea of what Google's secret is. Search engine optimization is just so unreliable. And you're just hoping, you're crossing your fingers hoping you get traffic. And that's what I see a lot of people do when they start a website, is they just hope traffic's going to come to their website. Maybe they link it in a profile, maybe they make some Facebook post about it, but again, that's just crossing your fingers and hoping what you're doing is going to get you business. And I'm not saying don't take business if you somehow miraculously get somebody that comes from your profile that goes on your website, because that is possible. And that's why I would say to, yes, have these profiles set up, have them linked to your website, but there's much more efficient methods that will give you much more targeted and profitable results because you're able to dial in exactly what you want to do. So let's get into some of the more advanced things that I don't see a lot of real estate professionals doing. And these are the things that right now will help you stand out amongst your competition. It'll help you dominate this digital real estate market we're in right now. So one of the things that are extremely powerful is a funnel. Now, maybe you've heard of what a funnel is before, and you're saying, oh, what do you mean, like a website? Because if I start explaining to you what a funnel is, so I'm just really OCD about how that U looked right there. I'm still not too happy with it, but we'll stick with it. So if I started explaining what a funnel is, you might say, oh, it's a website. Because, yes, a funnel is basically a website, but it's not your typical everyday website. A funnel is a very specific, guided experience online. Not a website. Not really a website. Yes, technically, it's something where you're going to type in a web address. Like if you want to see a good example of a funnel, of one we use here at Tampa School Real Estate, go to passfirsttry.com. That's a funnel. We've got tons of little domains like that and all these little funnels that we've got out there. And we set that up because we know there's people out there that are looking for information for how to pass their real estate exam on their first try. So we went and bought the domain passfirsttry.com, and we set up a website that walks them through the process because we understand the people going on that are going to passfirsttry.com. We know exactly what you want if you go on passfirsttry.com. You want to pass your exam on the first try. That's the name of it. Now, if you just have a website, let's say you make a website of johntherealtor.com or whatever your website is, because most agents have a website about them, about their business, about real estate. And you have one of those menus at the top where it's like buy real estate, sell real estate, join our brokerage, frequently asked questions, market updates, our blog. Let's talk about the blog for a moment. Blogs in 2020 are almost 99.9% of the time a waste of time. Now, that's because right now, there's not a trend of people reading information online, but there is a growing trend of people watching information online, watching it through videos. So that's another thing I'll throw on this list right here. If you've been blogging, what I would say is use one of those tracking tools and pay attention to your traffic and try to look at historical trends of your traffic and see if that's still a good use of your time. Because generally speaking, if I just want to give you a simple answer that's probably going to be a blanket statement that applies to most people, is that the blog is not something that's generating you traffic right now, that's contributing to your business right now. And it's a lot of work to post blog articles consistently. Now, if you're doing it consistently and you've got a dedicated, loyal base of people going in there, that's again, you've got to look at the tracking. The tracking is your proof. The tracking tells you what is working in your online marketing. So you've got to make sure you've got tracking set up. That's extremely important. If you're not going to track what's going on here, don't waste your time online marketing. If you're not doing tracking, you shouldn't be online marketing. That's the only reason you should online marketing, is if you're going to track everything to the best of your ability, because if you do that, you'll know how to market online effectively, because you're going to find out for your business, for your strategy, for your ads, for your market, what is working and what is not. And you could quickly turn off the things that aren't working and increase your budget and allocate more resources towards what is working. So you've got to define the profile of who you're trying to reach. What is your ideal customer, really, kind of the question being. And you might be saying, oh, my ideal customer is any customer. That's why on my website I got buy, I've got sell, I've got rent, I've got lease, I even do property management. Okay, well, those are all very different services. Extremely different. Even buying and selling, which we're talking about two sides of the same transaction, they're very different depending on what side you're on. There's completely different things you do for a listing compared to what you do with a buyer. And the things you'd say to a seller are not the same things you would say to a buyer, because the things that you would say to a seller, the buyer doesn't care about. It doesn't apply to them, and vice versa. So a funnel is all about taking information that applies specifically and directly to the particular individual that you're trying to reach. So if you're trying to reach sellers, let's say you want to try to get some listings. Okay, what is the information sellers are going to be looking for? How do I grab a seller's attention when they're on, let's say, Facebook? If you're using these display advertising tactics, or maybe you're doing pay-per-click. Maybe that's how you're getting traffic onto this funnel. Maybe you're targeting keywords of, is now a good time to sell my home? Let's actually use that as an example, because this is a really good place. The pay-per-click, there's something Google AdWords, which pretty much the two main companies that dominate advertising online, generally speaking, across all online advertising, are either Google or Facebook. Either Google or Facebook. Google more so for pay-per-click, but they've got a really strong display platform as well. And then Facebook, they're almost all just 100% display, basically. But the pay-per-click, Google has a really amazing tool called the Keyword Planner. And I think it's free, or maybe you have to sign up for the account, but it doesn't cost you anything to sign up for a Google Ads account. You just have to have the account to be able to access it. But what you're able to do is you're able to budget. You could budget using this keyword tool, this keyword planner, and budget for the amount of traffic that's available, how much traffic that traffic would cost, what the competition level is for that traffic. These tools are out there that are going to show you how to figure all this out, of what are those keywords that are people looking for. So maybe you notice there's a trend of people searching for, is now a good time to sell my house? Should I sell my house now? Or all a variety of keywords that relate to that topic about timing of selling a house. Timing about selling a house. So that's your topic. That's what people want to find out. So if you really, again, want to have an advanced strategy, which this is going to take a lot more to build out than just paying a couple $100s a month for a company to set up a website for you. This is, again, a much more advanced strategy that most real estate professionals do not do. And that's because it does take a lot of work to set this up. Most realtors don't know how to do it. Most realtors look at it and say, okay, well, I could do other methods that are fine business. Whereas now things have shifted to be more online. And so it's the online advertising that's going to be your primary driver of business right now. And that's something that you could carry with you for the rest of your real estate career, because online marketing is not going away. It's only going to become more and more prominent every single day. So you figure out that topic people are interested in about, again, maybe I want to sell my house right now. Is now a good time to sell my house? And so you take them to a funnel. And it's maybe a video, because that's what I recommend with this here. Is videos, especially if you're maybe trying to use YouTube advertising, or especially with Facebook display advertising. People might be already watching a video. And again, like I said earlier, that's why blogs aren't working as well as they used to, and they're kind of on the decline for being able to generate your business and get you traffic, is because people don't want to read as much. People would prefer to watch something that's well put together, that looks good, that sounds good, and that's good for your brand. This is an opportunity to showcase your brand, about who you are, what you stand for, how you communicate. Are you trustworthy? So I highly recommend a video-based type of funnel. So somebody comes onto your website about, hey, I want to, is now a good time to sell? And timeliness is extremely important. That's what they're searching for. They're searching for timeliness about selling their property. So you maybe give them a video explaining to them, hey, you might be wondering, is now a great time to sell your property? And that depends on what situation it is that you're in and all these other factors. So obviously you'd make a really good script that you would test. You know, we could sit here and brainstorm to make a great script for this that you could put in here, but we won't know if it works until we test it. And again, that's the immense power that exists with online marketing, is the numbers. The numbers don't lie. The numbers will show you what does work and what does not work. So you might realize that, oh, a bunch of people made it to this page about this video, but no one moved on to the next page. No one clicked that button to go to the next page, because that's what a funnel is. It's a streamlined process to give this person the information that they're actively searching for, or that pertains the most to them in their situation. So again, you maybe have a little video talking about it. It's like, hey, if you want to get a free market report on your property, maybe you're showing them how. If you want to find out how to understand the market, what's going on, I'm doing a free webinar. That's the other part of this I'd put on there, that all of a sudden people are like, oh, webinars? Webinars, live streaming, video conferencing? People are all of a sudden cool with that. That's been something that's exists. Webinars, I mean, these things are, I think webinars are like 20 years old. But yet they're still going strong today, probably more so than ever because of the current situation where people are confined to spaces where their screens are and whatnot. So videos and webinars, these are great, especially the webinars, the live aspect of here, of having somebody there. This is the next best thing to having somebody directly in front of you, is having them virtually in front of you through some sort of live webinar. And so you're maybe doing something about the market, and then maybe your next step, and they call it a funnel because, like a funnel, as people go down the process and get further in the steps, people are going to fall off. Not everybody that clicks your ad is going to result in a sale. But you get enough people to click on your ad, and enough people to watch that video, and enough people to move on to the next step, and enough people to move on to that next step to where you're actively helping them sell their house, buy their house, or whatever the goal of that funnel was in particular. So these are, again, some of the strategies I would highly recommend if you're going to be doing advertising. Because if you're just sending people to the homepage of your website, that'll probably work too. I mean, honestly, again, because there's our commissions for what we're doing for one transaction is so valuable to us. One transaction is so valuable to us, and most people in the long term are not worth just one transaction. They're worth 5, 6, 7 transactions if you count their referrals they could provide you as well. So the return on investment is insane for online advertising because it's also so cheap. And if you're competing with somebody that's like selling something on like a Shopify store where they make $1 if they sell this one item, and they're paying for ads to try to sell that item. And now this might be completely unrelated to real estate, but this is who you're competing against when you're advertising. You're competing against everybody that's trying to reach that same customer. Who's going to win? The person that's going to make $1 or the person that's going to make $10,000? Well, if $1 is all you've got to win, then $1 is the most you could spend, and even then you're just breaking even. Whereas if you've got $10,000 on the line for a commission, or maybe the commission's only $5,000 or whatever it is, point being, it's thousands of dollars that you could go and spend up to $10,000 now. And if you get a $10,000 commission check, well, you at least broke even, but now you got $10,000 to play with as opposed to just $1. So online marketing can be extremely powerful for realtors. We're going to take a quick break, but I've got a few closing words for you guys. Stick with us. I'm John Christopher. You're watching State of Real Estate. The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam. State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Carissimo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. What we're talking about today is developing an online marketing strategy. And I mean, everything that we've talked about here, I mean, we've talked about a lot of topics, but there's a lot of good information out of this for where you could take these next steps and look into this further of how to build a large, in-depth online strategy that doesn't just trickle you business, but gives you more business than you know what to do with, because that's possible. Yes, it usually does cost more money to set something up where you get more business than you know what to do with, But that's because you've already got so much business where you're tapping out on what you could do as a one-person show. And then that allows you now to be able to hire people, to be able to grow your business, to be able to help others succeed in real estate. And then you're able to help more consumers in that process there because you're able to scale out what it is that you're doing. But the source of every real estate business, the lifeblood of the real estate business, is leads. And so you're not going to have a large real estate business until you've got a proven, perfect, and not even necessarily perfect. I don't like using the word perfect because perfect is a constant moving finish line. You'll never get to that perfect. There's always going to be improvements it is that you can make, but you'd have something pretty close to perfect that just generates you business and you just know it's going to work. And with the level of control it is that you could dial in this process by setting up good ads, by building a strong funnel, by having good follow-up systems, not just through email, through SMS marketing. That's the thing now that's going to supplement email. I don't want to say replace email, but something that'll go hand in hand with your email. Use email for long-form messages and then SMS for short-form messages for just little broadcasts, maybe little links you want to push out to people every so often. And there's so many other things that you can do. There's auto dialers and systems like that where the sales stuff kicks in more once you've got their contact information. That's the goal of marketing. Marketing is to generate leads, and then sales is what converts those leads if you're really getting to the point of you're scaling your business to where you're having to segment these different parts of your business, where you have people dedicated just to helping you market and generate leads, and then you have the people that are actually working those leads, the sales side of things. So they go hand in hand with each other. But especially in real estate, your marketing is not going to make any sales. So this is just generating the leads, and then you use your sales skills to be able to, again, build a relationship with them and all the other stuff it is we've talked about on State of Real Estate, where we've talked about, closing clients and all kinds of things like that. If you've never heard of State of Real Estate, you got to check out tampaschool.com/success. We've got tons of episodes. If you like today's episode, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. We're releasing some new courses. So if you guys are more interested in learning more about online marketing, you may be interested in some sort of masterclass of how to set up marketing for your business, give us a like button. Let us know that you guys are interested in this, because this is something that we've definitely got a lot of tips and tricks we could share with you for a more in-depth, structured, like multi-week type of maybe boot camp program. I don't know. Whatever it is, we're here to serve you guys and help you guys out. So let us know what it is that you need help with in your business so we can provide tools, resources, free videos like this to be able to help you grow your business larger. Whatever that might be, put that in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you need to get a real estate license, if you're like, hey, I want to get a real estate license, I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I want to get this done right now, I've got time on my side, we've got live stream real estate classes going on right now. So right now, all in-class courses are suspended. We can't have any in-class courses till at least May, but we do have live stream classes available where we've taken our classroom and brought it to your home. We now are approved by the Florida Real Estate Commission to deliver real estate classes directly in your home through one of these fancy little tablets or laptops or phone or whatever it is that you want to use. Pretty much any device that'll work with, probably best on a laptop or a tablet. But call us up. We'll walk you through the process. We'll talk to you about getting in there to be able to get your real estate license, how to study for the exam, how to get your real estate business started, choosing a broker. We're here to help you through this whole process. So if you're new to all of this, call us up, 813-333-2676, and let us get you some information. We've got tons of information. If you just go to tampaschool.com/success, you could find tons of information. Some blog articles, tons of videos, business plan calculators, and all kinds of information that's designed to give you the knowledge you need to build a successful real estate career, because that's ultimately our goal. I'll let you in on what we're trying to do here at Tampa School of Real Estate. We want to help you become successful because we built our business on word-of-mouth marketing. Now, we do a lot of online marketing. But we didn't always do online marketing. Matter of fact, the first about 7 years of our business, we really relied just on word of mouth to grow our business, of providing a great experience and helping people build successful real estate careers, so that way they tell their friends and family that are interested in starting a real estate career that they need to go to Tampa School of Real Estate. And that's still something that we live by today, to try to provide the best experience possible to our students and really, again, set them up for success, not just to get a real estate license, not just to pass an exam, but to accomplish whatever goals it is that you're trying to achieve through your real estate license. Whether you want to be an investor, whether you want to just do it on the side in addition to what you're doing now, or whether you're looking to be a full-time real estate broker, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in real estate, we want to help you achieve those goals. So call us up. We're here to help you. 813-333-2676. Check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success. But other than that, that's all the time we've got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam. State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.